To our first EP collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Let us collab. She said, okay, we all should play. Hot potato, whoever got the hottest vibe. Challenge accepted, it's me, I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stress it. Got G-O-D on me, side, ooh, he blessed me. All the lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut then you're part of my team. Just like blowing that pint called strikes don't cut her. Attracted to the mind but I like mine's hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
Hey! I'm so tired. Welcome to the channel. We've James, renowned author, fabulous human, guy whose hairline is never fucked. We have him here. It don't be, even when you think it is. You just have high standards. Take the compliment. Take the compliment.
I'm taking the compliment, but that don't mean I ain't got a question or two. Starting with, do you put your glasses on? You don't see this shit. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. Give that to me.
He has hair. It is beautiful. Hi. The link to James's channel is in the description. He joins us for plenty of lives for those who are new. I am also a part of some of his lives on his channel. I love the way he does his lives on his channel. Anywho, we are here to go over Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 12, episode 2. This episode is titled Mad Love. It was all right. I liked Miami better this week, but it was all right. So we're just going to jump right into it. We see Jock, Mendices, and Scrappy go to play golf. Mendices hitting that golf club the way that he was hitting that golf club. I was worried for everyone's safety because the way I've never seen nobody. My dad plays golf, right? And he brought me a few times, and I never seen nobody hit a golf club like that. Like, just missed everything.
So, real talk. I'm not gonna lie. The reason why I'm smiling is because I had went on a date to Top Golf one time. And if you guys don't know what Top Golf is like a kind of like a putt, but it's a very big open space. So I will never forget the date that I went on. He recorded me hitting it, and then he sent it to me, and my stupid ass posts it on Instagram. And when I tell you, all of my friends was laughing, and this is before people knew about that kind of dating life that I had, and they were like, "Well, who's the person?" And I'm like, that don't matter. Like, why? What is wrong with the way I'm swinging this? And so when I saw Mendices do it, I was like, that looked like what I did. So I was like,
oh, James.
yes, it was terrible. It was terrible. Golf is not for me. Although I said when I turned 50, I was going to start playing it, but I'm going to take some lessons and practice how to do it. I have very bad form, guys. It's just not, my body's not formed to play golf, but I'm not giving up because that is something when I turn 50 that I want to start doing.
Right, because I want to play golf with you when we're old.
Yes,
I swear to God I do. If it's across,
that's always been a dream of mine to join a very high end country club do like a routine. Because I joined a garden club at one point in my life, and it was actually adjacent to a golf course, and it was very nice. And I only joined because their brunch buffet. I don't know who that chef was.
I just want to join a country club because the food. My dad, when he turned 50, he started getting into stuff like that. And he's always trying to spend time with me and find ways to do it. I will sit while they play golf. I was inside. They had a brunch buffet. You are right. The mimosas was strong every time. And the sandwich, the food was
no, this one has steak tips and sauteed onions and mushrooms. So when I tell you, girl, I was in love with all of that.
Listen, Linda.
And a scrambled egg with sauce. Girl, when I tell you, it was the best brunch I've ever seen. And to this day, and I go to brunch all the time, I have yet to find a brunch that was as good as that Garden Club's brunch. Just saying.
What the heck? All right. Sorry. My supervisor is texting me. I'm not on the clock. I don't care who called out. I'm a manager on what I do, y'all, in retail, and I get phone calls when I shouldn't get phone calls. I need them to pay some of this phone bill. Anywho, into the episode. Jock Mendeecees and Scrappy play golf. Mendeecees' form is, you could tell he just a hood nigga from New York who been to prison, but he out and he trying new things, and I love that for him. Anywho, he brings up the egg situation because Yandy wants to give her egg to her cousin Keisha, her sister. And listen, he brings up a good point. And I wish I would have thought of this last week. I thought of it, but I didn't think of it enough to say because I'll be trying to follow notes. But he says that someone had wanted his semen and they offered to give him $100,000 for it. Yandy was so against it because she didn't want him to have a child running around, right? How is it different for him to share his semen than it is for her to share her egg? If you don't want him to share his semen, then you don't share your egg. Now, I understand it's both of your body, your choices, but as couples in relationships, I'm starting to think, and I know this might sound far-fetched to everybody, and I'm totally open to being wrong, but I'm starting to think that somebody actually did pay Mendeecees, because people do stuff like that, for his semen. Yandy said no to that shit, but because they ain't had no storyline since Pac died, they decided, let's take this and spin it ourselves. I could give my egg to Keisha. She'll go with it. She won't tell on us. She won't betray us because that's her cousin who's raised close to her like a sister. I don't buy any of it, but it was cute that they tried to talk about it.
You know,
that's all. I mean,
I'm gonna say this. Okay, I'm gonna try to be as respectful as I possibly can. I'm gonna try to be respectful as I possibly can. Should I say it, y'all?
Boy, just say it. It's my channel. I don't care.
I don't fucking believe that story. I don't fucking believe that story. The reason why I don't believe that story is because I have never known a woman in her right fucking mind, or even in her wrong fucking sub-zero mind, that will actually pay somebody $100,000 for some shit that 9 out of 10 she probably could get for free based on what she looked like. Because let's be clear, he has children outside of Yandy. He has 2 children almost the exact fucking age. So you mean to tell me that if you have that Yandy really would have had a problem with not you fucking somebody else, but just giving your semen? This story doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
For those who are unsure, because I know a lot of people watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta late or haven't watched the New York version. Yandy originated season 2 of Love and Hip Hop New York, the original franchise. And we met her as a manager, mogul, college educated woman. She showed us Mendeecees season 3. We didn't know she had a spouse. Season 3, she came back pregnant as hell. Turns out at that same time she was pregnant with his child, some other chick who kind of looked like Yandy too was pregnant at the same time. I believe her name is Erica. And yeah, so Yandy, Rashida, they like to get with men who make babies on them, and then they stay with these men and give them babies and money. And I don't get it. But that's what they do. That's all I'll say about that. I don't.
Now, to give his point, he is. My thing is this. I don't really think the egg thing was that big of a fucking deal. I really don't. I think that that's kind of one of those situations where you're putting too much emotion behind what it is versus what it could be for someone else. Because that's no different from her getting an egg from Yandy or her getting an egg from Becky Susie at the bank. There's no difference.
I don't understand. She says, oh, I want the child to have my blood. Well, assuming you have a father to the child, because they're just discussing the egg and the sperm is necessary, at least the child would have the blood of the man that you're with. Go get your sperm elsewhere. Why
that's what I'm saying. I don't, but that's the thing. I don't
block the relationship of her sister cousins, fake marriage.
I just don't see the big deal with that. If she has healthy eggs to give, it's not like is that big of a deal. But at the same time, well, then if I challenge Mendices this: if you don't want her having Yandy egg, go pay for her to get an egg from the bank.
Yeah.
Go pay for her to get an egg from the bank.
Well, that's
If that
the
really
thing.
is.
Yandy would have covered that for the cousin, but the cousin wants the baby to be her blood. And I'm just
saying, like, if it's really that big of a, I really don't think it's that big of a deal. But if it really
just,
is a big of a deal, then go give her the money to go get an egg from. Yeah.
What I will say is when Yandy's daughter is like looking at the other baby, like, "Hey, we look alike. Why do we look so close?" And then they find out
I got cousins who look alike. Like my brother and my cousin, like on my dad's side, they look exactly alike, and they have two different.
It can happen, but
it can happen. Like but it doesn't matter. I'm just saying, as my brother and my cousin look very similar. And
the only way
that's
that this would be okay for me is if from the jump, as soon as that child is old enough to know, that they let them know. That's the only thing I have an issue with.
I don't feel like they should say anything at all. I feel
a
like
child has a right to know if someone is their sister or cousin. That's my opinion, especially with all these little sites. The kids probably gonna find out anyway doing a little 23andMe when they older. But that's the only issue I have with it. Just tell the kids and you're fine. Mendices seems to be like, I think he has the attitude of I want to be the only one who, infertile.
It just seems like he thinks that there's going to be responsibility that's going to be sitting in his lap, and I think that that's where
I think there is, though. I think there is to some extent, but
but at the same time, I don't think it's coming from his pocket. I think it's coming from her pocket. If there is something that something that's sitting on his lap, I don't think it's coming, because at the same time, she works for Yandy at her shop. So I don't know.
I want to know what she does for her own money outside of your cousin. Let's say Yandy didn't have all the fame and the extra fortune that comes with it. I'm looking at the cousin sideways a little bit. Would you be able to afford to do this or to have a baby? In my opinion, I don't think anybody should have a kid who can't afford to
once again, this is Yandy and Mendices we talking about. We can go and contemplate this story all we want to. We'll never know the real truth, because the Yandy ain't honest. So we're not going to know the real truth. We're never going to know the real truth.
So with that being said, that's really all we get. I feel like they're just going to try and show Yandy and Mendices more this season, because last season they were on the poster.
And I thought that was so much better, kind of like Jock and Kendra. I didn't need to see them.
We don't need them.
I don't need to see them. I don't need to see Yandy and Mendices. Hell, I don't want to see Kirk and fucking Rashida. But I guess we're here.
Yeah,
we're here. So what the hell else do we do?
Submit it to corporate. Like, we don't want them. We don't want this. We don't want this. So some of these people need to go. Moving along now, Amy Luciani. She's back with her ex-fiance. Last season was her first season on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I thought she did okay. But she does mention in the last season that she had just got out of a long-term relationship. We find out this season she's back with the guy that she had broken up with. They were fiancés. I don't know. She didn't say that he did anything, but I was a little annoyed just because she said that they're trying again. She said that there were red flags that led them to break up, but she didn't really tell us in that moment what the red flags was. But they do discuss, she and her fiance discuss, she doesn't like the things he did during the breakup. And here's my thing. If you choose to get back with somebody, right, after you've broken up, because I did that. I broke up years ago with my husband. We lived separately and all the stuff, right? When you get back with them, like, unless they're like doing shit that's like viscerally just unhealthy and bad, people are going to feel away when they break up, and they're going to say things, so she's upset basically that her spouse went on social media and said, when people are asking them, because they've been together over 9 years, why do y'all break up? He says she got a big head and changed up when she got some money and made it, because the clothing company and the company she was showing us in her first season, last season, we find out that these are things that she started with him, things that she has done with him. And he said she got a big head and changed up. He can state his opinion on a breakup. He did not insult her. He did not get at her. She's mad about that. So now that they are back together, she realizes that she overshared, as she says, with her mom and her sisters, because her mom and her sisters heard all the shit that she was talking about while she was sad and crying over this man. And now they don't like him. But that's what family is supposed to do. So I'm not even going to fault them. that's just a mess. She has a storyline though. We then find out from her dude, I think his name is Mozzie or something, and I'm not going to really say that too much. I'm from California. There's a rapper from here named Mozzie. So when I hear that, I'm thinking of Mozzie, but this is a different Mozzie. Anywho, her dude, then we find out she's keeping the relationship a secret from her siblings and her mother because she don't want them to be upset. Then in addition to that, her dude wants her to end her friendship with Chaotic, which I'm not mad at him about. The friendship, as soon as you cross the line and that barrier and discuss that you could be something more, even if you don't do it, your friendships change. I had a friend from high school who apparently was telling my mom and siblings who were close that he loved me and would be in love with me. And if my husband ever messed up, he'd be around. And our friendship was never the same. And we just like stopped talking. We never slept with each other. We never kissed each other. There was never a handheld. But when your friendships change like that, like I've never been romantically interested in James and vice versa. And he has dated women. He has. He can pull a bitch if he wants to. But, oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Let's not get it twisted. This started when I was 27. 27.
Yes.
I am 34. Do the math. This was a choice. This was not something I struggled, even though people wanted to put that on me because I was different. But no, this was definitely a choice.
No, James.
And it was a great choice because I actually enjoy it more. But no.
Well, I'm saying that just to say, like, at that time, like, there's never been that.
There's never been, because
that it changes your friendship.
Well, here's the thing. My mom taught me to always have boundaries with people and know not to cross the lines if I value the friendship more. If I value the friendship more, that means I know it can't turn into anything else but that friendship. So I always had that understanding, even as a kid, which is why I had a lot of girlfriends and the relationships never were sexual, because I knew not to cross those lines. There was nothing that I was curious about sexually with any of the girlfriends that I've had. Well, there was two. I'm supposed to start lying. There were two, but the problem with that is that we may have started out as friends, but the problem was that there were certain traits in them that I couldn't have long term with them. So that's why I turned into that. But most of the time when I make a friend that is a girl or even with a guy, I don't cross those boundaries if I know the sole intent is for us to only be friends. There's no crossing boundaries.
Listen, we need more gentlemen like you. You're actually my only male friend that has been that way. And I usually get along better with men because I am the firstborn female on my dad's side of the family. There's nothing but niggas. And
oh, Lord.
It really is. So I identify better with men because I grew up around so many of them. But my brain had to learn as I got older. Not every man that you're friends with, even if they never made a move, you never know who is looking at you a certain way. Only person I had to worry about is James. I thank you for that. Thank you.
No problem. Your safety is always my first priority. So yes.
Thank you to your mama for the boundaries. I'm trying to tell you. But Chaotic definitely does not have the boundaries that renowned author of Fraternity Row, James Jackson, has. I actually have the book right next to me. I need to grab it so y'all can know what it looked like. Because I've been reading it because it's great. Read it. Promo and support your people. Otherwise, you fucking suck. Moving it along, Amy basically hears that he doesn't want her around Chaotic, and she makes it seem like, okay, like she's going to do that. So we did see Rennie Rucci and Spice, who needs to be fired. I don't want Spice on my TV anymore. Nothing she does is genuine. She's only behaving in a way that's not difficult because she got a lot of flack last season, as well as Erica Mena. They go out to do goat yoga. It was cute until that thing peed on her. Listen, I love animals. I'm an animal lover. Worked with them for years, trained animals, pets, you name it. But don't put no unpotty trained anything without a diaper on my back. I don't care if it's an animal or your toddler.
First of all, I don't know who created that in the first place. That is not sanitary. Yeah, why would y'all even want to do that? Is the question. Like, it'd be one thing if it was some dogs, but
not some dogs.
Goats.
Farm animals tend to pee and poop a lot more than like a dog or a cat. And the reason why is because a lot of them, like rodents, have no control of their bowels. So it's just going to come out. Y'all can Google it if you don't believe me. I'm just saying it's just gonna come the fuck out. So I didn't understand why they had to do that. It was weird, but the little goats were cute until it pissed on her. And she was so calm. And she just sat there having a conversation with goat pee on her. I'm just like,
Yeah, she better than me because I would have screamed.
I would have too.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no way. There's no way. Well, I
like,
tell
you
you,
lost it.
the little lily white lady in the corner would have been like, "Oh God, I got to this man." Yeah, it would have been on up there. I'm just saying.
Lord, but
Don't take me to go yoga. Just saying.
I would never. I would never. I don't want to go to goat yoga. I like yoga too, but I would never do goat yoga. Anywho, while at the yoga, Brittany mentions reconnecting with the father of her children. Losing her mom makes her want to give him the chance to do the right thing. That's what she says. I'm like, damn, it took someone dying for you to want your kids to have their father. But you know,
I feel like this is a place out of like loneliness and grief. Like, I do not think that in her right state of mind she would want to do this, because that didn't even sound right coming out her mouth. When I was looking at that, I said, "Wait,
but she's
what?"
going through it. She's going through it.
Right.
So.
That's why I said this must be, you're not in your right state of mind, and grief is also playing a part. When you're in grief, y'all, I haven't been into that extent, but when you're in grief, I know that you don't think rationally, because that's not rational. Like, someone dying should not make you want to give someone who you're no longer with, based on whatever you left him for. They're not worth getting a second chance.
Yeah, listen. My cat is meowing.
Okay, I didn't know if that was Fido or yeah. I was like, wait.
He's like, which? He said, which pet? I don't know. I have a tabby. For those who are unsure, that is the most vocal cat breed. So he just be walking around meowing, especially when my husband leaves. He's looking for him, and because I'm not good enough. Anywho, moving along, I agree with everything you said. Rennie wants to reconnect with her kid's father, so we will see a little bit of that later down the line. Next thing we see is Jock. Now, from the beginning of the episode till this, he spoke about, his mother is sick. As we know, she's now passed on. So condolences to his whole family and anybody that found his mother important to them. That I can't imagine losing a parent. That it's just a sad thing. So he's trying to stay busy, and he says he now understands retail therapy. So he said, ladies have their handbags. He want to go shop for Bugattis and Ferraris and all of that. Do what you need to do. But Erica Banks pops up in her Uber and her Edges and her BBL to, get advice from Jock on her label, because she's having issues with 1501. And she says that, basically, I'm just going to summarize. Labels are supposed to pay for stuff for you, and then your album sales, tour sales, that type of stuff will pay the label back. In her case, she has been frustrated with her label because they have not been paying for things for her. So she put it in a song. The label did not like that. Now they're trying to say that she owes them $500,000 for the things that they pay for, even though she's been paying for it. Here's what I'm going to say on the label situation. If that's true, Erica, I hope you kept every fucking receipt, every transaction, banking history. You bet not have paid nobody cash, because if you've been paying and they trying to get you, 1501 doesn't do well in court. That's all I'll say. I can't say too much on things that are like open cases or legal, but just look up Megan Thee Stallion and what she went through with that.
I'm just saying, like, so here, I'm going to touch on this as well. My good girlfriend, Jessica Simpson, who I love. I feel like that's my best friend in my head sometimes. I promise you I do. That is my best friend in my head. I love her. But Jessica Simpson on Newlyweds taught us, if nobody was paying attention, I paid attention to this because I wanted to be in the industry, that you never use your own money for shit the label is supposed to take care of, because you'll never get it back. She said that on the episode of Newlyweds when Nick Lachey wanted to pay for his music video for his single because the label wouldn't give him enough money. And he asked her, would you use your own money? And she said, nope, absolutely not. Because you don't have it, and you don't have it to give to that, because you're never going to get it back. It's a gamble. It's like playing the lottery. And oftentimes labels get away with it because contractually, that's probably not in your contract, that if you decide to give something to your career, that they will reimburse you back for it. It probably is not in that contract.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the contract. I don't know what the contract looks like, but
But they're
based on that
still one.
experience,
They have a history of being shady. Pretty much what she's explaining is the exact same thing that Megan Thee
right,
Stallion is explaining. I'm like,
right.
but
No, and I agree with that.
free. She's free from the label. So it's like if you're not with the label anymore, you know.
Right. No, I agree with you. I agree that there could have been, misconduct in those contracts and her paying out. But also, as I said, y'all, I'm not going to also feed into the fact that it could be fault on both parts because I have seen this young lady out in the club not knowing. If I didn't watch her from this show, I would have known who she was and I would have known she had music because she didn't say, hey, go buy my new single, go stream it. It's out right now. She didn't say none of that. So promoting yourself also gets you those
A lot
sales.
further,
So you
yeah.
need to make sure that she also has to make sure that she's marketing herself just as much as the label is supposed to market her too. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
well, she's complaining about the label not paying for marketing, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But she continues on, and Jock just kind of was like, man, he didn't really say too much. She continues on and explains all the drama that she's having with Chaotic and Amy and that situation. I love Jock's response. He said, avoid it. He said, avoid it. That's all we could really say on that. We then see Amy playing tennis with Chaotic, even though her dude specifically asked her to end her friendship with him. They are playfully playing tennis. And her dude pulls up. And I'm not going to comment too much, but at first I was like, why does man pull up and then trust this female? But then when I saw how Chaotic acted and how Amy wasn't even alluding to them needing to talk about boundaries, I said, you had a right to pull up, brother man. Chaotic and everybody plays it cool. I was glad they didn't start arguing and stuff, but Chaotic got chaotic and did a little bit too much. I like your shirt, black love, as you trying to interfere with it. Why do you care so much, Chaotic, that this girl's man is commenting and what's happening with her when you supposed to be wanting to be with Erica Banks? She's supposed to be the one you got eyes for. I can't take him seriously, and it's amazing to me that Erica Banks wants to date somebody that goofy. I can't take him seriously. I just cannot. I can't.
I honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even think she even wants it. I just think that it's fun for her for now.
Probably, yeah.
And that's how a lot of these generation of women are acting. It's fun for now. But what y'all have to understand something is fun for now does not turn into serious and forever. It does not. It does not turn into that. I want y'all to be aware of that. So when y'all get angry because he likes to go and have fun and it's for the now, understand that's what it is. And it's never going to change unless he specifically said, hey, first year fun for now, year two we'll get ready and serious. That's when you start playing those games. But until then, absolutely not. And a lot of y'all are scared to have those conversations with men in the first place, and that's where y'all need to start. If y'all want these men to start changing and working in your favors, you need to start setting the expectations at the beginning.
Friends that mutual friends of ours who do that when dating. Now looking at it, I say this. I think a lot of these women have unrealistic expectations. And no,
some of them. I don't agree with
the ones
all that.
I'm talking about people I know and that some of our mutual friends, they have some unrealistic expectations when it comes to
I only
dating.
know of one that had an unrealistic expectation. Who was the other one?
I can't say it on live, James.
Oh damn! You got to text you got to text me because I know one who had some crazy ass. I was like, oh God, what? Even I wouldn't agree to that shit.
I don't know. All I know is the whole situation was strange with those two. We'll see. I'm just glad nobody argued over it. But Rennie Rucci has a birthday party for one of her kids, and the dad does show up. She invites him. She speaks to the baby daddy. He apologizes for not being there for the kids and not being there for her, and all of that. I didn't buy it. I felt like he took the opportunity, like, oh, she finally invited me on TV. If someone wants to be there for their kids, they're gonna be there for their kids. That's how I feel.
Well, what he gave me is because he no longer has access to her in the way that he would like access to her. So therefore, the kids have to be punished for that. That's what he gave me. And a lot of you men operate, and I don't understand that. I don't understand how you would neglect your child just because she doesn't want to give you a part of her that you used to have. Because if you did what you were supposed to do, you would still have it.
Mhm.
Like, why is that not formulating in our brains here, man?
I'm also gonna hold Rennie accountable a little bit because I don't know if this is the baby daddy of one kid or all the kids. But if he is the baby daddy of all the kids, why did you keep getting pregnant by this man if he wasn't doing shit?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that either, but it's the one she wants to attach herself to. So therefore, in the action of how I feel does not change about that. So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say is she has fault because she's allowing it to happen. That's what I'm going to hold her accountable to. And the fact that she wants to now get back, not because he's changed, but because of a loss of somebody. Because that's where I think this is coming from. That's what she said it, right?
That's what he said too. He said it too. They both said it. She said,
so I don't think she's
my mom. I don't want my kids to look one day and say, damn, I don't have my mom or my dad. And he said the loss of your mom is what's kind of caused me to look at myself too.
That's not the that's not the way. Yeah, exactly. That's crazy to me that y'all would put that on a deceased parent like that. Like, no, you need to want to change because you're supposed to do that because you have children. And you should be the best walking example that they see, not just in and out her life because she didn't want to give you the coochie on Tuesday. No, that's not what we do here. And I'm sick of you men operating like that. So no, that to me, that was a cop out on both parts. It was a cop out for her to even want to do that because I don't think this man has changed. I don't think this man is going to be any different. I think he's going to be sympathetic with you because that's the right thing to do and it's the decent thing to do. But I don't think 5-10 years from now that's still going to be where you guys are at today. I just don't believe that. I just don't.
I agree. I think Rennie wants to change. I don't know about the guy to comment on what he wants, but I don't think we'll see. With time will tell. I'll say that. Last scene of the show. The divorce party for Scrappy, young Scrap. So he has his divorce party. This man don't know what he wants. Listen, I'm gonna say this. He flirting with Diamond, his ex-girlfriend, at the divorce party. Mama D gave the funniest speech at that party. I mean, I don't blame him though. If I was to leave Bambi and her hooves, as Mama D calls them, I'd be happy too. But he don't know what he wants. First, you saying baby mama number one. The fact that you've given these bitches numbers, be careful who you sleep with.
And the fact that she just sat there and just smiled.
Baby mama number one wasn't there. Erica wasn't at the party. But
who was I looking at then?
Diamond.
One
smart enough to not get pregnant by Scrappy.
They all look alike to me these days. I could have sworn that was Erica standing right there.
Oh no! Oh hell no! Don't do that. Erica's man. No.
When I tell you I wasn't paying attention to this because I know it was
that was Diamond. Erica's like entertained. Remember, Erica didn't even know that she was on a date. She thought they was just kicking it. She never promised him a date. He just said that they made a joke. Like Erica,
that was Erica said, "Damn, that wasn't Erica." Oh,
that was Diamond. Erica,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Doing the mess.
No, she will. Just give her time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, but she's not going to be there with the other chick that he's interested. I just didn't see the purpose in her being there. But Scrappy don't know what he wants. He's never going to grow up, and we saw that. That's all I'll say on this party. But Erica Banks does question Chaotic at the party about the Bahamas. It was just funny. He tried to raise his voice. She said, "Tone it down." I said, that's how you know what James said earlier. She probably don't take him too seriously either. I don't think she does because if I heard somebody I'm interested in is in the Bahamas with another bitch who I know wanted him, I'd have a problem. She said, "Tone it down." I said, "Oh, she doesn't."
No, she don't take him serious. That's why I said this is some fuck shit. Because there's no way. First of all, that would have been my reaction. We would be done. And you can go and have her. We would be done. I would even say that to you. As I said, what Naya laugh about? Oh, that's what that is over there by the trash. Oh, I didn't even know. That's exactly the energy you would have got from me. Mm-hmm. But because she's so goofy and he's so silly, it just works.
Yeah.
And for the scene, it's odd. It's silly.
But that was the episode. The party went well. No one fought. Nothing blew up. But peep game. They can throw events that go well when certain cast members are not present. If Spice is there, if Rashida is there, what is that girl name that's slipping my mind right now?
Who did you say? You said Spice, Rashida, Carly.
Mm-hmm. That's one.
Who else?
Sierra, the three
Sierra.
musketeers of racism. If those ones was there, Sierra, Bambi, Spice, Carly.
Hey, little intact eight.
Hi. Hey, little intact. We will be live for the music review in a few hours. Welcome, 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 and thank you for the support. But yeah, I'm just like these when certain people are around, things go bad. Even Ignorant Scrap, Mama D, the wretchedness that little divorce party was. No one got into it. So you see who's drama and who's not. But
sorry, Erica, for calling you Diamond. I really thought that was you. I really did.
I mean, they're both pretty women. They just
no, they are. It's just for some reason I don't know why I thought that was Erica. I don't know. I pressed not have been paying attention.
One chick, and stick with her. We wouldn't. No,
that's not how he was brought up. He was brought up because he saw his mama disrespect women, so he's going to disrespect them. And you women are goofy and grinning from ear to ear, acting like that's some kind of prize to have when he needs to be in somebody's therapy office 6 days a week.
I'm just happy.
And the 1 day and the 7th day he need to rest.
I'm just happy Scrap has a house, like with a mortgage. I'm just happy he got a house. I can't believe it. If he can do it, if Scrap can get a house, we all can, y'all. Believe in yourself. Or call your auntie.
Scrap got to love a hip hop check, which I'm sure because he's been on it for 10 years, is well above 6 figures. So he gets appearance. When I start making money off appearances and YouTube, that's 6 figures. Then yes, we can definitely have a house. Not to say I can't go buy one, I really can, but I don't know in terms of future wise if this is where I really want to buy.
I'm just saying if Scrappy can get it together though financially, because he's had these 6 figures for years and years and years, hasn't done anything. It makes me. I'm gonna see how you do with this house, but now I'm looking at Bambi like, how good are you with money? But anywho, that is all we got for this episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 12, Episode 2, Mad Love. We will be back again next week to go over the next episode. We may be adding shows, we may not. We will figure it out as we go, but I appreciate those who were supportive and who were here. We appreciate James. Thank you for being here. I hope everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Night. I'm gonna go eat spaghetti. And with that, I say to y'all, good night.
Good night.
Good night.